computer. My name is Ann Asher, and shortly I will give you a little bit more of an introduction to who I am and what I'm doing here. But in the meanwhile, I want to welcome people that are joining the, joining the webinar. And so hello from this state, hello from that state. I see so-and-so's here, blah, 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 blah. Where are you from? Tell me a little bit about yourself. And let's just, while we're waiting for people to show up, let's just kind of get an idea around what made you sign up for this? Like, what is sort of your reason for being here? Oops, I don't have a poll though. Normally I'll have a poll and I can just click in there and ask you to fill out the reasons why some of the things you might be experiencing at work. Like, do you feel sluggish? Do you feel this? Do you feel that? And then we can get the results of the polls while we're waiting for people to sign up. Okay, so I guess the poll is done and I see this, this, and this. All right, well, I think it's time to start. So again, welcome to 3 Steps to Mind Body Wellness at Your Computer. You are in the right place if you're a human resources manager and you're looking for ways to help people reduce low back pain, reduce neck pain, stay alert, have more presenteeism at work, maybe even cure some absenteeism based on neck and back pain, or people just taking a break because they need it. Or if you own your own business or you just find yourself behind a computer a lot, maybe you're in grad school, something like that, these techniques will likely help you start to revitalize your energy and release the kind of muscle tension that causes pain or makes pain from an injury or condition worse. And to that end, and I'll say this a few times, if you do have some kind of medical condition, whatever it is you were told by your licensed medical provider, your doctor, and or your physical therapist, that needs to trump what I have to say here. And that's because I go by the theory or the philosophy that I'm here to offer tools that might help, but I'm not here to harm anybody. And your doctor and your therapist have seen you in person. They know what's going on in your spine or your shoulder, your knee, or whatever it is. And so I may ask you to do certain things that are not so very good for you. And in that case, either back off or don't do it. There are still ways to get the benefits of what I'm offering here today because we coordinate a number of things together in any one exercise. So you can do the things that you're able to do. You're able to learn why we do things, which is quite key. And you can sometimes even imagine yourself doing things that are not okay to do physically, and that may help put you in that same frame of reference, and that can also be helpful. So please don't worry about that, but it's very important to mind your own medical because you know yourself better than I do, and I'm not there in that capacity. So my name is Ann Asher, and I am a certified health coach, movement therapist. I like to think of myself as a exercise for chronic pain specialist, though there is no certification for that. I am an orthopedic exercise specialist, and that's similar. And I'm a certified trainer. I've had lots of experience working in clinics, in my own business, working with students and people in offices and people with conditions. And I've developed a way to work with people who have pain who exercise and movement seems a little bit beyond them. And so what you're going to learn today is that sort of how do I work with my body so that I can, in this case, be still at a desk and not have it get the better of me. So there we go. I'm also certified as an ergonomic assessor. And in this webinar, we're going to talk a lot about work smart methods. So you'll see as we move along, work smart is about multitasking. So if you do something for your wellness at your computer, wouldn't it be nice to have that particular strategy or that technique do more than one thing for you, make you feel better in more than one way? So the techniques and strategies that I offer basically do that because they work with a number of systems all at the same time. And the overarching goal, The overarching goal of all of this work is what I like to call supported relaxation. So rather than kind of zoning out, being super tense, and some people don't even realize that they're tense because they're so used to it, and then they kerplunk on their chair and they slump and they zonk out, they get tired. Rather than that, to find the places in our bodies where we can support our weight in a way that keeps us alert and keeps us free of excess tension. Or we also have to learn how to release some of that tension because we are in this position and we're trying to get to a better place. So supported relaxation is the overarching goal of all of the work that I do, whether it's in Clear the Blear or the other programs and projects that I offer. So the idea with supported relaxation is you're replacing tension, chronic tension, with support, and that takes some know-how. And basically you'll learn how, the road of development is to start to use muscles only when you need to move your body, and in some cases to support it, but not as much as most of us do. Most of us have way more tension. We think we're supporting ourselves. We think we're protecting ourselves, but we're really blocking out the natural resources of the body that can do that a whole lot better than we think we can. We leverage through the bones. We're going to have a taste of that today, where you can find support by getting connected through your bones and then working with your muscles with that as your reference point. Again, overall relaxation with alertness and so much more. Supported relaxation could go on forever and ever and ever. Okay, so I really believe in the work that I do, and I want you to experience it. I want you to walk away with benefits you can use when you get back to your desk. And I want you to stay for the whole thing, because every little thing that I have to offer in this short period of time really is valuable. So what I'm going to try to tempt you to do is stick with me for the whole webinar. And if you do, I will give you a custom developed work desk exercise sheet that is a regular office exercise program, which most of what I teach is not, but you will be able to apply what you've learned from this webinar into an actual office exercise program. So you have a little protocol you can do if you're going to take a break, or maybe at lunch, or maybe you have a work culture that is okay where you can do some exercises at your desk, and then you'll be able to slip in the things you learned today into this particular exercise sheet. So that's what I'm going to offer you if you stay with me for the whole time. And just know that we have, I'm assuming that you're probably doing this on your lunch break, and you might like to have 10, 15, 20 minutes to do something other than being at a webinar. And so, we don't have much time to do a whole lot, and I have a lot to offer. So it's important to me that you get all of that. And I will not be able to cover everything that I have to offer you, but I think that you will definitely have some things you can take back with you. So your typical day at the computer, if you're like most people, maybe the screen with all of its glare and its bright lights and the fact that you're focused on what you have to do, it's likely sucking your focus and your energy, sucks it right out of you, right? And maybe you've been doing this a while and coffee is no longer your very effective as a go-to thing, a go-to remedy for this. You may get crabby. You may feel like sluggish at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, reaching for that last stale donut that's staring you in the face that you're going to be sorry you take, because you just need a little jump start just for that last bit of the day. And you may take some of this attitude or this tiredness home with you, and that affects your personal life as well. Perhaps you feel pained. Perhaps you have neck pain or back pain. Sitting is one of the worst things that we can do for ourselves in terms of positioning. It just puts a lot of pressure on the spine, and that can cause low back pain. It can cause tense muscles. You get the neck kinks, overall tension. So these are some of the many, many things that people who sit at computers all day long experience that maybe aren't so great. Technology has offered us quite a few opportunities in this life, but it comes at a cost, and that's a phrase we can use. So today, I'm going to offer you three steps to alleviating the stress that computer and office work most probably puts on both your body and your mind. These steps are very easy to learn. And by the way, I have heard, I I pride myself on, and I really enjoy making complex things seem simple and enjoyable and even fun. And over the years, I've gotten lots of good comments on that particular ability of mine. So you will get some very good information in a way that's palatable. The techniques are very easy to learn. You'll be able to do these at your desk, and some techniques you need to take your focus away from your work to focus on learning the technique. Once you get it down, which doesn't take very much, you can then do that while you're working, or at least on a 10-second break. Maybe you're not working for 10 seconds while you're doing something, then you get right back to it, something like that. So you can certainly do these at your desk once you're comfortable with them. They boost energy, they help people feel better physically, and you may find you have a whole new work you rather quickly if you actually work with these techniques for a few days or a week maybe. And we talked about the supported relaxation. That's our overarching goal for any of this work. And let's see. So to get to supported relaxation, there's 3 main steps you need to take. And the first one is just to simply relax your tense shoulders. Now, you can do this by the tried and true methods like stretching and massage. And as you'll see, if you continue with me, and I'd like to share my program with you later in the webinar, we actually do go through some of these types of techniques because they're wonderful for starting to get a handle on, oh my gosh, I was really tight in my shoulders and I didn't even know it, or oh, that feels so relieving. This is excellent. But with the tense shoulders, they can get in the way of practicing the types of sitting positioning and posture and mind-body awareness that really makes a difference. And the thing is that your shoulders are fairly complex. There's a number of bones that make up your shoulder girdle. There's muscles there. It's a large area. It's a wide area. It's wider than the areas that it affects, for example, your rib cage and your neck. And so when it gets tight, it affects the other things that you might need to configure in order to have good pain-free posture. So the tense shoulders, if we don't become aware of those and try to mitigate some of that, we'll never really get to the place that I call user-friendly sitting, or being able to configure posture settings so that we can enjoy sitting and not get stressed or pained by it. So we need to address that shoulder piece first. Plus, it feels really good when you apply these techniques to relaxing out your shoulders. You may be really glad you did in and of itself, but it is very important for the body of work around supported relaxation overall. Okay, so we like to do that, and then that's step 1. And then step 2, as I alluded to, is called user-friendly sitting. And user-friendly sitting is just a way to position yourself. It's kind of like setting your posture configuration settings so that you can sit with minimal back stress, with maximal upright ease, freedom of movement, comfort. And you may find that as you learn certain things about user-friendly sitting, that what you do in your sitting posture is equal to what a good chair can do for you. And I'm not saying, was it that coming in the steps itself? Okay, so that's all I'll say about that. But the next step is the user-friendly sitting piece, where it becomes a little bit of a lesson about how your body is configured to sit well. And then finally, step 3 is desk moves and more. So desk moves and more kind of takes the idea of relaxing, releasing tense shoulders, releasing other areas that get tight internally in particular, and then the user-friendly sitting pieces, and taking all of that into how can we move in a pure sense? How can we really move the way the body is designed to move while we're sitting at the desk? And that is good in and of itself. It can be very therapeutic when you pay attention to the details and you do that well, but it's also a precursor to doing office exercise programs. So that's why I wanted to give you the little bonus of sticking with me throughout the webinar, that you'll get this sheet of an office exercise program that you can fit what you're learning into today and experience just how desk moves and more can work with an office exercise program. So those are the 3 steps that we will go over to today. And let's do relax your tense shoulders. So as I said before, there's a lot of things you can do to release tense shoulders. And I'm not going to go over the ones that you can Google, because those you can find in my program that I'd like to explain to you later. We do have some of that so that you know where to, exactly how to do it correctly, and you know where to place it in the scheme of things of really, really feeling better and increasing your wellness at your computer. But again, if you don't do that, you need to become aware of shoulder tension. If you don't do that, you're going to get all the other techniques incorrectly, including the ones you're learning today. So, and that means that you're probably never really going to have pain-free posture. So today what we're going to do, I have a number of techniques. I can't do them all, but I'm going to do this one called hissing. Very simple. You've probably hissed a million times in your life. It's simply making the S sound. And here we go. Here's the technique. Okay. Step 2, user-friendly sitting. Let me start with a question. Do you feel like you park your body so that you can use your mind? You go to the work, you sit down, you put your purse down or your coat or your books or your briefcase or whatever it is, you put it down, you get yourself ready, you turn on the computer, and you kerplop goes you on the chair and you're into your work. And it's good that you're doing your work. Obviously, you wouldn't go to work if you weren't going to do your work, right? But the body is like sort of parked. It's being said, here's your parking spot, check out, I don't need you for 8 hours. It's kind of like filing your body into a second-class citizen folder so that, in the interest of the bigger thing, which is getting your work done and relating to people who relate like that, talking at sit-down meetings, working on a report and getting that done, doing some billing, whatever it is. So user-friendly sitting can help you activate, and that's a word we should use, in your body while still remaining still. So activate within your body while still remaining still. Very important phrase. And that's the beauty of that. Plus, because you're learning how to align yourself in the sitting position, you'll likely have a way to release the kind of tension that causes pain in neck, back, and maybe some other areas over time as you continue to get good at this. So if you know, and I like to think of user-friendly sitting as sort of setting posture configuration settings. So, you set your Windows preferences and you set your Microsoft Word, this and that, and you can set your posture configuration settings so that you're supported nicely without strain, without slumping, and you feel good and you can breathe easily, which means you're going to get more air into your brain, which means you're going to be more focused and more energized. And this last phrase was very good. I haven't included that yet, but I want to include it. And the beauty of posture configuration settings, or configuring your posture basically, is that it can do for you what a good chair can do for you if you know how to do that right. So the idea here is that not that you should give up your chair, because a good chair is important for other reasons. For example, while you're learning, your muscles will get tired as you learn these things. So you'd want to have some time to relax and go back to your old habits and then try again, in a few hours or the next day, try this work again. And over time, you start to take it in. So that's one thing. Another thing is that just in general, a body should not ever stay in one still position for a long time. So if you have a chair and you have a technology like user-friendly sitting, and you also take breaks, this is good. This is good for your joints and your muscles, and it should be done that way. So lumbar roll, so you can get the lumbar roll thing, but I'm not going to even go through all this. Let's see. There's just stuff I know I want to cover. And then desk moves and more. Again, this is about finding out how not only moving, but experiencing for yourself the most efficient way to move through common movements, so that this will automatically take strain off your joints, and it can be the precursor to doing an office exercise program well. So inhale and roll forward on your sitting bones, and you're going to arch your back, da, 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 exhale, and then we'll take it all into the whole WD-40 thing. Okay. All right, let's see what else we got. So we got that. Okay, so um, so I'm assuming now that you've kind of gotten a sense of what this work is about, I'm assuming you came to this webinar to feel better. And I believe that the things that I have provided for you and will provide for you if you stick with me till the end can give you a start in feeling a whole lot better at the computer. If you're interested in taking this work further, you want to feel better, you want to learn more about how the body is designed to move and how you can adapt that to sitting so that sitting doesn't get the better of you, and so that when you sit, it's actually active, and that you can learn things about your body by taking breaks at the computer or by applying things right at the computer that actually translate into life, so that you're not losing that part of yourself just because you have to go to work. Then I'd like to tell you about my course, Clear the Blear. Clear the Blear is a comprehensive lunch and learn opportunity with what I call a vending machine, and we'll go into all of that. So basically, we have 3 modules that correspond to what you learned today. These are lunch and learns, and each lunch and learn has about 6 little videos. The videos are between 15 minutes and 30 minutes each, and they each come with a little summary guide, and some of them come with worksheets where you can learn these techniques and learn how to apply them and learn why you do them in a lunch hour with time to spare. So you may have an hour lunch, you can spend 15 minutes to 30 minutes with your friends, gathering around the table, learning this stuff, practicing it, and then you still have a good 15 minutes to a half hour to take a walk or, whatever it is else that you have to do during your lunch break. So that's the core material, is that. And in that core material, we have module 1, which is about releasing tension. So we very much start with our shoulders, as you've learned today, very key for the rest of the process. But there's other things that you learn about releasing tension because it's overall throughout the whole body. So you may learn how to release throat tension, eye tension, things very easy to learn, but pretty subtle techniques that may get at places you hadn't really realized were so very tight. And the results are lovely. Most people really like them, and they set you up for being able to do the rest of the work. Module 2, in user-friendly sitting, we learn not only the foundation of sitting as you have done today, we go further into that. We learn to coordinate breathing and movement together, which in itself is very much a refreshment, makes you a little bit more aware of how things work in there. And from there, you can learn better how to sit so that you're supported but relaxed. And then module 3, we have desk moves and more, where we take what we've learned and we take it into movement. So you'll be learning a little bit about shoulders. You'll be learning the WD-40 exercise, where you can coordinate many of these body systems into a very simple move that would make a great little break you can take right there at your computer that would kind of oil your joints and refresh your mind. And we have some other ones, and I don't know what they are yet. So that's that. And then we also have a vending machine. And so the vending machine is a place where you can get on-the-go audio, video files, and also desk exercise sheets like the one you'll get today for you to use either on the go or when you're short on time. So none of the media files are going to be longer than 2 minutes, maybe 5 at the most. You can take with you and follow along like a narration, no explanations, no theory, none of that. Just, you've learned it we assume you've learned it in the lunch and learn, and now you can just simply try it. There'll be variations on themes, new things put in there over time. And then every month I will put in some kind of desk exercise, an actual exercise program sheet that elucidates or takes further or clarifies or supports some aspect of the lunch and learn material. So you'll have that. And then we have, like I said, PDFs, handouts, things like that that go with. And then we have a Facebook group, kind of like a virtual water cooler, where you can get clarification on any of the material. If you'd like to upload a video of yourself or image of yourself doing a technique, you will get feedback there. Many of the techniques you won't need that, especially in the beginning, because they're very much things you already know how to do. But as you move along with the exercises, you might like that, and that is available. So that is basically what you get with Clear the Blear. Let's see. And I know that this is going to benefit you. I've seen it happen so many times, and this is what I use to transform myself. So I really, really, really want you to experience this. And because I'm so into this and I really want you to succeed, you know, this course, it costs $197. And I think that's a really good deal because you're getting all of these media files you can take on the go. There's more being added every single month. You can go to a Facebook group and get clarification on your specific questions and concerns. You've got 18 videos. You've got PDFs and worksheets. There's probably going to be some things around attitude also, like around activating your active attitude and some coaching opportunities around that. So this is a growing program. It's an alive program. So $197 is really actually a very good price. But because you're on this webinar, I would like to extend an even better price, and that is $97. So if you can click through from this webinar to the sales page and then make your order, the price for you will be $97, or perhaps there's a discount code and I have to look all that up and set it up. And by the way, not only will you get this, but you're going to get some bonus materials as well. So one bonus material is Don't Be a Hunchback, so that we can talk further about the mechanics of a hunchback and how naturally you can come out of that. And then there is 5 breath mastery techniques to help you sail through the day. And that's 5 excellent breathing techniques that will help energize you. And then there's going to be a something or another else that I'm putting in there. And that's the 3 bonuses. So then what happens? Oh, okay. Bonuses. So all you have to do is click the Buy Now button, purchase a course for $97. Once you click that button, you'll be investing in the course and you will be taken to PayPal. You make your purchase, then you'll get the email, fill out a registration form, then you'll get access to the Lunch and Learn website. And if you feel you'll do it later, this offer won't be available. If you feel what you've learned today is going to be enough, that may be true for a little while, a week or two, but think of all the aches and pains you can get rid of. Think of the blear you can clear, whatever. I've got to come up with some stuff for that. And so you'll be taken to PayPal, then you'll be taken to a registration page, and that'll get you the login information that you can set up, and then you go into wish list, and then you will have the access to the Lunch and Learn and the vending machine, and your bonuses will arrive shortly. And that's it. Okay, well, thank you for attending. And I'm going to just try an experiment where I can see what it looks like on Webinar Jam when I try to go into my Clear the Blear sales page. So here is, so if you're serious, you should come look at the summary page with me. You can put your coffee away now because we've got mind body training, and here's some of the things that Clear the Blear can do for you. And I'm thinking of changing this to Work Smart, or maybe key highlights, why you should work smart, or something like that. So you can manage your stress, you can erase neck aches and pains, build skill, techniques. And by the way, I have to mention things about workplace metaphors. And then you can go from this to that, and you can clear these. And I think I need a better list about all the benefits. And here's your modules, and here's what the program includes. So you can click any of these and you can get this, and that's it. Okay, let's see what Webinar Jam has to do on that. So we'll stop broadcasting.